All this GR Cup action is proudly brought to you by Toyota Gazoo Racing. Welcome to the fourth round of action here from Gqeberha, the friendly city, the windy city. And the wind has picked up a little bit this morning, but we're going to be seeing exactly what happens here with the fourth round of action from Toyota Gazoo Racing's GRSA Cup. And we have a massive field of Toyotas, Yaris's and 86s that are going to go to battle today. And it's going to be absolutely epic here, particularly at a circuit that bodes well for these cars. At sea level, they go like rockets. Looking forward to the qualifying now as they get out onto the circuit. Nabil Abdul has been the man to beat all season long. Can he get it back onto the pole position and outgun everybody else? This young man, Gqeberha, has turned around his season, having an epic battle with Connor Weston in the 86s. Little concerned face there from Leroy Poulter. Tay Zimbiri, Tay doing an amazing job out there and looking good in the Auto Trader car as he tries to get a little bit higher up than what he qualified at the previous round in the Media Challenge. And Van Afenta certainly wants to be at the top of the Dealer Team Championship contention, and that is exactly what he's doing as he crosses the line now, looking to try and get to the front end and put it onto pole if he can. But it's very, very close at the end of qualifying. Once again, Nabil Abdul is the quickest of the media and overall. Gqeberha is right behind him, only 0.8 off. That was good stuff from him. And Van Afenta, as I said, pushing hard to get to the front of the Dealer Cup. So we've got the top three in each of those categories at the top three overall. Nice improvements coming from Emma Dowling and also from Theo Brits, but look at that, all the way down there. Chapangshin Chinwana, not where he wants to be. A little bit of work there for him. And then Russell Davidson joins us for the first time along with Justin Ford. Let's catch up now with Gqeberha.
So I know going into this qualifying that Connor, he's my main rival, and there was a bunch of traffic and the session is so short, and I just managed to sneak in a lap there, and yeah, but still, it's going to be a crazy race. Connor is always good at the start, so yeah, hopefully I can keep that lead.
Van Afenta was top end of the Dealer Cup. Let's see what his plans are.
Yeah, it all came together, really grateful. The car feels good. We've got the new boots on, so yeah, I think that helps. So, but yeah, we're grateful. The car's still in one piece, and yeah, now it's race time. So we're grateful.
And once again, top of the list is Nabil Abdul for Supersport.
It's all the sim training that's definitely paying off, I suppose. But yeah, really stoked with this package here down here at Aldo Scribante. Really, last year I think we were 111.8s on pole with Apollo, and that was a lighter Gen 2 Yaris, also with the Autobox. And then for this thing to come out with a 110.7 swinging out the blocks, absolutely incredible machine Toyota have built here. Super impressed by it.
Can't wait to see what's going to unfold in race one for Gazoo Racing's SA Cup. Welcome back to race action now from Toyota Gazoo Racing SA Cup. We're at Aldo Scribante. There's a big crowd that's joined us here today, and it's fantastic to see coming from all along the Eastern Cape to come and be entertained by the Toyota Gazoo Racing machines. It's going to be a big battle out front. We can't wait to see what's going to happen out on the black stuff. On board as we head to the lights now with Gqeberha looking to outgun Connor. He's looking straight across at Connor Weston, who's alongside him now in the 86 Cup as they head towards turn one. You can see just how hard he's pushing. He is real concerned because they are literally wing mirror to wing mirror as they go down there and onto the brakes into turn one. Second set of lights about to go out now for the Media and Dealer Cup. Big contingent there as well as they head down towards one. And you can see they're all just fanning out, trying to find a way through on the man who set pole position this morning and the fastest lap so far. Van Afenta's right there with him. We're on board as we head into turn number 1, but up the inside is the 21 car, Paul de Vos. De Vos just squeezing through there, and looks like another car might be on the inside here, Fenter as well. You can just see him having to take a little bit of evasive action. Eventually gets through and up into third place as they go into the S's for the first time. So not a bad start there from Van. He's got, looks like that Craig Nicholson. Yes, Craig Nicholson on his tail, pushing hard. And then Marius Klaassen. Great start there from Theo Brits in the 7 car, not too far behind. They head up towards the top end of the circuit as the 86ers come to the bottom end, and they come flying through the sweep. And it looks like it might be Connor who's out front by the looks of it, just picking up on that gold livery. Let's even see as they come into Dunlop corner who's at the front of that 86 Cup and pulling to the sideline. Looks like problems right from the word go there. I think that might be Russell Davidson parked on the sideline. That's not where he wanted to go. So some problems there right from the word go for the new man to the series. Now as they come through, this is Dealer Cup and Media's mixed in the big fold here. And you can see up towards Dunlop already starting to get a little bit up close and personal as we see the roller Toyota coming through there. Nicely done from Andries de Villiers. He's had a big turnaround in his abilities in this car. Fighting hard here with Tamberi. Tamberi from Auto Trader pushing hard, and you can see just how hard he's pushing. Look at this great onboard shot from him heading down towards, and that's a nice lap as well for an opening lap. A 1:17 is not a bad effort there for an opening lap. And now let's see if he can just close that gap down on those 3 cars just ahead of him. You can see the leader's got away completely. I don't think anybody's going to have an opportunity to catch the man out front because he has got some serious pace at every single circuit we've been to. And when we chatted to him earlier on in the show, you could hear from Nabil Abdul that he was very, very excited about this car's ability. On the brakes as they come up towards the hairpin, and you can see up in the second place there, Van Venter has started to make his way up and put the pressure onto Paul de Vos. De Vos and him fighting for that second spot. The rest of the pack coming through there. Nice to see Brandon Jacobs and then Justin Ford a little bit higher up than what he's normally been as well. Theo Brits is in the mix, but he's not quite in there just yet with those first 4 cars. Nabil Abdul leading things out in the Media Cup ahead of all the dealer and media team challengers behind him. And Abdul doing an amazing job to open up that margin. Look at how he's pulled away from everybody else. Somebody running wide there. A little bit off track there. That's not what you're going to like on those Dunlop tyres. They don't like to go off-road, not at this stage, just when they're coming into their own. Back to the front of 86s, and it's once again a chop and change that's been happening between Connor Weston and Kobus Reinicker. Reinicker leads out at the moment. Weston's right on his tail as they pull slightly away there from Spicy. Spice Mahula into third place. He's got pressure coming from Kian Fussell, and then it's Chipang. So Chipang has found some pace here in race pace, but he didn't quite have it this morning in the qualifying. They're doing a lot of work to come through that pack, but fortunately they do split the field with these youngsters in the 86s and give them a chance to get away and not get in the mix with the dealer and media team cup earlier and further back in the pack. Here we go, up towards Dunlop corner. Connor Weston putting the pressure on. Massive amounts of pressure also coming from 3rd and 4th place onto that 3rd place car. So the 4th place battle starting to heat up ever so slightly. You've got a 5th place car tucked in behind that with Chipang Shinsanwana showing a little bit of extra pace now that he's got to grips with this Aldo Scribante circuit. Emma Darling battling a little bit. She's dropped right out of contention there. And Vatsi Makanyana a little bit further back as well. So problems there for Vats. Nabil Abdul starting to see the back end of those 86s. So by the time we get to the end of this first race, there's a good possibility he might be in the mix there with those 86 back end contenders. And down that main straightaway, look at the gap he's pulled now over 2nd place. It is a massive margin over Paul de Vos and Van Venter. Van Venter's got Craig Nicholson behind him and Andries de Villiers. Great drive here from de Villiers. Turning his luck around here big time. The roller Toyota is definitely finding some serious pace around this circuit and has got to grips with Aldo Scribante very nicely. Brits behind them. Then you've got Marius Klaassen. Oh, a spinner. Top of the hairpin and getting out of shape there. Was that Vatsi? It was. Vatsiawa Makanyana unfortunately coming to grips, and I think it might have been with Nabil Abdul trying to come through. Maybe a little bit of pressure there on the young lady. Didn't quite get the corner right, and with that, maybe a little late on the brakes, trying to keep out the hottest contender out there, Nabil Abdul, but this time out, losing out big time. Could be a change-up here. Fussell coming alongside, possibly for 3rd place. Will Kian get through? He's got Spicy lined up, and the two of them are literally side by side. Green car on the inside is Fussell, and he just squeezes out as they head down into turn 1. So Spice drops back down into 3rd place, watching the top 2 get away. They've opened a big margin, a massive margin in fact, have Kobus Reinicker and Connor Weston. So it's the fight for 3rd place that's on here. Fussell just getting through at the moment and keeping out Spice Mahula, but Mahula coming straight back at him. Rikhile had a fantastic outing only a couple of weekends ago in the karting, and he's now feeling that he's really getting to grips with this car. The 86, of course, a difficult car to drive, rear-wheel drive, about 190 kilowatts of power to play with. Very similar to sort of what he'd be playing with in his karting career, but of course with a little bit more extra power. On board once again with Reinecker watching those rearview mirrors. He is frantically watching them. He does not want to let Connor Weston through here at all. Runs a little bit hot into Dunlop, the final turn. As he comes out, he corrects nicely. You can see him playing around with that automatic box on the steering wheel. Doesn't have to worry about the gear shift at all. A little bit further back, we go on board now with Tayenberry. Looks like he might be battling a little bit of understeer there as he came out of the sweep. Trying to close the gap down. He wants to get a little higher up though, because he's sitting at about 5th or 6th place in the media challenge, and side by side with Bunzaya, who dives up his inside. Oh, Johan Bunzaya showing him the way around now. So it's on here, big time, between our two media contingent boys. They are fighting hard, and there's another one coming along for the ride, about to join the party there and squeezing through. Unbelievable stuff there from Tayenberry as he just kept it all together. But it looks like he might be battling a little bit there with a lack of power. He doesn't get the drive out of the corners like everybody else does, particularly like this guy does. Look at this now. Nabil Abdul starting to get in the mix at the back end and closing onto Emma Dowling. I think he might just squeeze through there. Yeah, no problem at all. Just finds a way past. Just getting up now into that mix. And oh, here we go. Front end starting to heat up even more now as Connor Weston gets it sideways out of the hairpin. Nicely done. But that might just cost him the race. I think that was a late-ditch effort there from him to go around the outside and find a way past on Kurbis. Kurbis kept it all together. Held the inside line and was not going to give Connor any room to play. So that might be just enough to take him to the line and take the first victory of the day here for the 86 Cup. Brilliant driving from these two. They really have gone at it. Literally wing mirror to wing mirror, bar to bar, wing to wing. And across the line, he's a happy man. He's managed to keep out his closest rival there, Connor Weston, for the win. And he takes the win ahead of him. Into second place goes Weston, and third goes Spice Mahula. Here we go. The rest of the pack coming to the line now. Nabil Abdul closing in on Kian Fussell and Chapang. But he doesn't worry about that. He's just happy that he's taken another victory. And a nice last lap there, 1:12.01 to wrap up the first heat of the day, beating out Paul de Vos and Craig Nicholson in the media challenge. Great drive there. And in the Dealer Cup, Van Aventa, Andries de Villiers. And here we go, once again on board with Tay, not happy.
Doesn't want to rev up. What's going on?
There we go, confirmation of that, exactly what we thought. Just lack of power there completely for Tayenberry, so they'll have to do some work in between the two heats. Reinecker takes the 86 Cup ahead of Weston and Mayaula, and Kian Fussell there as well. Great drive from Nabil to win out the Media Cup, and then it's a great drive as well from Van Aventa taking the dealer team. Craig Nicholson came through for third place behind De Vos, and a good drive from De Villiers and Theo Brits for the top three in the Dealer Cup. Further back, as you saw, Tayenberry with some problems, and Russell Davidson will have to definitely turn his luck around. Hopefully can get that car back on track for the second heat later on. Speaking of problems, there might be some problems here for Kian Fussell in post-race.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate. I believe I was far enough along the inside, and then she turned on me. I think it's a racing incident at the end of the day. I think it's unfortunate, but sometimes these things happen.
Let's catch up now with race winner Kobus Reinecker.
I got a bit of a bad start. The person in P3 was actually bump drafting me up the straight. Then me and Connor went side by side into turn one. We both went deep. He went a bit wide. I thought I had a bit of a lead then because he dropped to P3, but half a lap later he was back in P2 and chasing me down. He ended up catching the gap. Then we were just fighting all the way towards the end. We had a bit of a scrap there on the last lap. I managed to hold the lead, and I'm starting P2 for the next one, so hopefully I can win that one too.
Let's catch up now with Paul de Vos.
Oh, it was great. I must be honest. Yesterday, a couple of mechanicals, so I got out for one lap for 4 minutes for the last practice session yesterday. So absolutely zero time in the car on the track yesterday. The guys pulled the rabbit out the hat, put it in third for quali overall, second for my class. Managed to get Van on turn one, and that was it. I checked out and took home the win, so I'll take it.
More race action just after the break. Come and join us for Toyota Gazoo Racing's SA Cup. Welcome back to Gqeberha and to Aldo Scribante for more action now from Toyota Gazoo Racing's SA Cup. Big partisan crowd are out here. They are hungry for motorsport and always enjoy what gets brought by the Toyota Gazoo Racing boys and girls. Standing by now for race number 2. Let's get on track and get them going. Pun intended, yeah, as they roller out to get ready for race number 2. It's going to be an awesome battle again at the front end. The 86ers will start things out, and Connor Weston will definitely look to turn his luck around and hopefully go 1-for-1 with Gqeberha, keeping them both in contention for the top end of the championship in the 86 Cup. It is Weston who gets the whole shot, and he looks like he's going to hang on to it all the way down towards turn 1, and right on his tail is Reiniger. Better start this time from Fussell, trying to stay out of harm's way, and then Spice and Chapang getting together. Oh, a little bit out of shape there from the 30 car, and Chapang Shinzinwana very lucky not to go off track there as he put a little wheel in the dirt.
Okay. Keep it clean.
Keep it clean, he says. Not always the easiest thing to do, Gqeberha, but nice. I like your sentiment as you head into turn number 1. Looks like the car's pulling a bit better this time for Tay, so hopefully he can mix it up a bit in that mid-pack. At the front end, it's the usual contenders, as always. We kind of expect to see the number 1 Nabil Abdul car with the Supersport livery on it, leading things out, and that's exactly what's happening as they go through there. Brandon Jacobs up the inside, trying to find a way past, and then right behind them, look at how they're pushing hard. Rudolf Bunzaya and Johan Bunzaya in there as well. As the 86ers head down the hill and into the sweep. Back of the pack there is, looks like that's the 63 car of Russell Davidson. He's back on track, and this time circulating. Didn't even make the first lap into the hairpin. Had to pull to the sideline. But Davidson's car seems to have a little bit of an issue. It's a bit further back off the pack of this field, and the 86ers will leave him behind if he continues that way. And he's about to get eaten up by this pack. Whoa! Sideways between the 2 yellow liveried machines. It was Nicholson coming together there with Andries de Villiers. De Villiers, I think, might have snuck through. Andries de Villiers with a fantastic run. Someone's run off the circuit completely in the background as well. I think that might have been Marius Klaassen, but there was some serious action coming out of Dunlop Corner in this Media and Dealer Cup Championship, and they are mixing it up here big time. Love this kind of action. This is exactly why this particular series is working so well. You've got the Media guys mixing it up with the Dealer guys, and we're on board with Fenta as they go into the S's. He's sitting in about 5th place at the moment, so Van's got to do a little bit of work here. He's got to get back ahead of Andries de Villiers, who currently leads things out over him. So that'll be a change up there for the Dealer Cup, that's for sure. And great to see that big change. Johan Bunzaya, as I said, getting to grips with the car. Rudolf Bunzaya's brother further up the field. But look at the gap that the leaders already pulled out there. Nabil Abdul pulling away now from Andries de Villiers and from Craig Nicholson. Now pushing hard, and in the middle of that was Paul de Vos. So there's a bit of chopping and changing with these guys. It's great to see. Somebody runs wide again. That might be de Villiers. I think he just ran a little bit wide. No, it was Nicholson. Nicholson just running and putting some wheels on the dirt. And then inside lines attempted by a couple of drivers. That is Gqeberha looking for that inside line, trying to come back through the field and up on the inside. I think of Dylan Jones, who's also had a fantastic start in this one. So a couple of contenders that are not usually at the front end have found some serious pace here and are turning their luck around big time as we get into the second heat of racing here for Toyota Gazoo Racing's SA Cup. Have a look at this replay. This is on board as they head down into Dunlop Corner. Van Afenta looking for an opportunity. Late dive, a little rubbing there, and the 2 car of Nicholson forces his stablemate wide, and then Fenta goes off circuit as well. It's just, these are not rally cars, boys. These are road-going cars. Keep them on the grey stuff. Fortunately, able to get it back on, but it loses a position there as they come through, and that's where we saw Marius Klaassen sneak up. So great on board there from Fenta's point of view. That's the reason why he's dropped so far back. As they come into the S's again, he's going to try and make that ground up. Further back, they are pushing it to the limit, and it's great to see that all of these contenders are in the mix now. And little gaps have opened up, yes, but there's 2 or 3 cars that are sort of staying in those gaps and fighting with each other. And that's exactly what we kind of expect to see. Vanna now trying to close the gap down again now. Can he find a way to possibly catch Paul de Vos? Maybe catch Theo Brits as well. A little bit further up the road there from them. As the Pink Panther comes through, you can see how hard he is working to get that car up onto the tail end of Nicholson and de Vos. De Villiers has had such a spectacular run here. Look at where Andries de Villiers is. Not in his usual position, that is for sure, but finding some serious pace, along with the halfway Toyota there of Dylan Jones. Back on board with Tay. Let's have a look and see if everything's working according to plan. Has a little look in the mirror there. Looks like he's happier. Definitely not making as many comments as he was earlier. You could see there was lack of power, but now, what's that, almost 200 k's an hour before he goes into turn 1? That's some good pace. And then he goes back down the box. Goes through about 100-ish, 110-ish there through turn 1, and then into the S's. Looks like already into the back markers. Yep, Vatsiawa has been caught by Nabil Abdul. And now next one in sight will be Chapang Shinzinwana. A little bit of a better run, as I said earlier on, they're coming out of Russell Davidson. So he's found some pace here, so that's good to see. Little change up there for him. But not the change that Emma wanted for race 2. also battling a little bit. I'm not quite sure what the issue is there, but she certainly hasn't got the same kind of pace as what we've seen from her earlier on in this championship. She's battling to even close things down there on Vatsiawa. So let's have a look and see how things go. Now, as they come across the line, Nabil Abdul is in the middle of that pack of 86s and closing on Shinsenwana. Shouldn't be too much of an issue here. Under braking, let's have a look as he goes down there. Yep. Oh, how's that? It's just over the 210k an hour mark he hits on the dashboard there as he climbs into turn 1. Nice driving here from this man. He really has got to grips with this car and is loving life actually now that he's joined the front end of this field and now into the mid pack of that 86 Cup. And the fight between those young development drivers is certainly one that you want to try and stay out of if you can, but if you can get through and get away, it's certainly a good effort. Possibilities of probably a top 4 overall. I'm not quite sure if he's going to catch Spicy, but if he does, then there's a chance he might get the top 4 overall. That just shows you the kind of pace that he's got. And look at the gap he's got. These are all 86s coming through here. Here's the first of the rest of that pack. And the 86s are literally pulling away now from that. We go on board here with Brandon Jacobs. Brandon Jacobs closing on Bunzai, looking for a chance now. Oh, a chance. He's pushing his limits a little bit and maybe a bit more as he tags the back end of Bunzai going into the hairpin. So Jacobs is trying hard. He wants to be a little higher up in that media challenge, but he's got Bunzai all over the front end of him, and I think that tag might have just slowed Bunzai up ever so slightly. Here we go with the top 2, heading towards the hairpin for this could possibly be the second or penultimate last time. As they go down into this one, it's Reinecker putting the pressure on. Similar to what we saw in the first race. Reinecker around the outside. This time, Connor Weston holds the inside line. Doesn't give Reinecker any opportunities to try and find a way through. They're coming up to Dunlop. It is going to be exceptionally close between these two. Look at this. Reinecker going to look to try and go on the inside as they go down into Dunlop corner, looking for a chance to squeeze past. He looks on the inside, gives a little tag. Oh, there's a touch. They come side by side. It's the gold car on the inside line. They come into the checkered flag, and they're going to come towards each other. Look at that. Oh, they're folding each other's mirrors in as they come across the line. It's Connor Weston who comes through there to beat out Kobus Reinecker. How close do you want it? All right in the closing stages as well. Chapanga spun out at the top end of the circuit at the hairpin. Coming to the line for another victory is going to be Nabil Abdul. He's going to be another happy man. Let's look at his celebration on board again. Happy man there across the line, but how close do you want that? In the final stage is 0.019 between Weston and Reinecker, taking the victory ahead of Fussell and Mayaula. And then it's the Media Cup from Nabil Abdul, a long way ahead of Craig Nicholson and Paul de Vos. Good effort there from Andries de Villiers as well. His best finish so far, beating Vanna Fanta and Dylan Jones, who eventually finished up in 12th place overall. Big improvements there from Tane Berry in the Auto Trader car, but Vatsiawa's got some work to do by the time we get back here in a few weeks' time. Let's go and catch up now with your winner, Connor Weston.
It was 90 thousandths of a second between Kobus and I at the end there. It was such an incredible race to be in, and Toyota Gazoo just do it different. I'm sure what everybody's seeing on the screens now as well is just killer of a race, and just grateful to be involved with it, and get ready for the next one.
This is what we saw on the replay between Jacobs and Bunzai. Let's get Jacobs' point of view.
So I had a bit of an incident at the hairpin. I think it was a bit unavoidable. Obviously, it could be avoided from my side, but I was hard on the brakes. I couldn't avoid the car in front of me. I think he was braking to miss out on Tay, who was in front of him, but obviously I couldn't read it because Tay was in my blind spot. And then I went into the back of him. I was fully on the brakes, so the car was screeching. That's what happened, and this is the car. Unfortunate.
Good recovery from Vanna Fenta, but he was involved in an incident earlier on in the race as well.
It was interesting because on the first lap, Andries and Craig on turn 7 they bumped, and I had to get wide, so I went proper farming. It almost felt like in my dad's rally car, but yeah, I kept it on the road. Lost the position to Marius at that point, and just tried to stick into the chase. And then Marius also went wide, so he swerved in front of me. I had to find a way somehow on the straight past him, but I got past him. So yeah, look, it's a third place and a second place, so we're really happy, and my car's in one piece, so we're grateful for that.
Another perfect weekend for Supersports Nabil Abdul.
Overall pole position, double overall win, a perfect weekend, perfect end to the midpoint of the season. I want to say thank you to Aldo Scribante for hospitality, thank you to Dunlop and Toyota and Leroy and all the mechanics, and that you guys have done a fantastic job keeping us all in check, and we're looking forward to the next one.
We head back here to the friendly city on the 15th of August for more action from the Extreme Festival's National Championship. And Toyota Gazoo Racing's SA Cup will be here as well. All this GR Cup action was proudly brought to you by Toyota Gazoo Racing.